Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to Food Alchemy Network. This is Dr. D's platform, and this is Coffee with Ori, and I am Ori, your host. Today, we're going to be talking about truth, and I want to wish you all a good and happy new beginning, new year, uh, new beginning in this this year, which already started with so much sadness and so many things, but we have to sometimes overlook certain things in order to move forward. Now, today's topic is about truth because I know that a lot of you are not living. Hey, Yete, how are you? Happy New Year. I know a lot of you are not living your truth, and you're not living to your full potential. So therefore, there is a problem, and the problem stems from you telling the truth about what bothers you, what's happening. And even though some people may say, no, but I do tell the truth, and I do, and I'm tired of arguing. Well, arguing with someone, it's not letting them know about your truth. It's not allowing you to go beyond that box that you put yourself in. It's just you're just moving forward without letting out your truth and letting them speak their truth. So, in the middle of all this stuff, okay, I want you to understand one thing. As human beings, we're always going to fail each other because we are human. There's no perfect human. Nobody in the world that is human is perfect. So, that's the first lesson of understanding that we need to have. The second is, you know, people really need to stop talking about each other and stop talking about people and stop making up stuff and lying and doing all kinds of things that are not true. People need to stop that because at the end of the day, that stuff is not about truth. That is about being narcissistic, and trying to win people, thinking that people are going to fill the void in your life. So you tend to lie. People tend to lie so that they can surround themselves with people who will believe their lies and people who will uh, testify, uh, for that person, even if they don't know them. So when you meet someone, guys, and this person suddenly meets you and then it's all about you, and this person wants to be around you and be in your house and be a friend and da 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 and it's all about you. Trust me, there's something wrong, because there's no reason why a person, if they're kind and they're nice, don't have any friends. If they don't have any friends, it's because they are full of shit, and because they lie, and because they want to create chaos with themselves. And eventually they will continue to create chaos until they die, because that is what happens. People die lonely because they're miserable, and miserable people always create lies. And they'll talk about every single person in the world. They'll talk about their own children. They'll talk about their mother. They'll even talk about themselves. They'll make themselves seem like they're the nicest people in the world. Some of the biggest whores in the world always make themselves seem like they're ladies, but they're not ladies, they're whores. Doesn't matter what you did before. It doesn't matter if you're whoring around, but don't come across and judge people for their way of being if you have been a whore your whole life. That's true. And you can't be afraid to state the facts and tell the truth, because that's what it's about. It's about truth. It's a new year. So we have to understand that there's a lot of tragedies happening in the world, and this COVID thing, this is the new normal. So we really need to understand that this is not going to change. It's going to be, and it is the new normal. So until we learn to respect, because this was man-made, and anytime you create something and you put it out into the universe and then you lie about it, Mother Nature turns it around and she creates it and she duplicates it and she makes it. And Mother Nature is a terrorist. Mother Nature will take things and nature itself mutates things. So what makes you think that Mother Nature won't mutate it just to be spiteful? Think about that. These viruses that are going on, they've been talking about these viruses for many, many years. Since the early 90s, they've been talking about these viruses and people just have not been paying attention. So at the end of the day, people, you need to really wake up and see what's going on. You know, these corporations, they're doing all these things and they're creating so much animosity so that they can separate us. And our government is not doing anything less than the same. They're doing the same exact thing. So we need to go and we need to start asking our ancestors to help us, because we cannot fight this alone. This is going on. I mean, just like the HIV or just like the AIDS virus, what you start to see in the news and stuff like that, and people having bad results of this disease. Forget about the dying. Let's just talk about the disease. You find clips everywhere of Caucasian people dying of this disease. And most of these people are people who don't believe that they should inject themselves. They feel entitled, you know, and I'm not going to say that I feel sad or I feel unhappy because of that. I don't, because I'm not here to play the blame game. But what I will tell you is it is not fair for a person who has not taken the COVID shot, regardless of what they feel about it, and then all of a sudden you get COVID and you rush to the hospital and they have to give up a bed to give it to you. I'm sorry. I know that it's wrong, and I know that some people may say, oh, but that's horrible. No, I think that if you are not going to take the time and your grandmother or grandfather or your child is in the hospital and they need to be there and they actually dismiss them early because a COVID patient came and there's somebody who did not want to inject themselves, let them die. Let them die. That's what they're doing anyway. It's population control. You know, it's population control. It's not changing. And people don't realize that there is a number. It's a certain number that they have to reach, and then things will start getting better. So, guys, this is the new normal, and this is the truth. People don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear things. People don't want to hear prophetic words, because, you know, they're like, well, you know, only the church and the priest and the ministers. Well, guess what? Some of these ministers are full of shit. Some of these ministers, God doesn't speak to them. They just create shit, and people believe it because, you know what? Paying tithes to people that are of your own race, if that makes you feel happy because you think they're going to save you, then you know what? You do what you want to do. That's all I have to say. But that's not truth. Truth is being honest with someone. I tell people truth because I know what I see. I'm not saying that God shows it to me. I'm not saying that the devil shows it to me. I don't know where these messages come from or the vision comes from, but I've had them my whole life. So if God has granted me this, hallelujah. If the devil has granted me this, hallelujah. All I know is that this is the way that I survive, and this is the way that I help people. Now, the visions that I have seen are visions of three more different types of COVID. 3 more. Not counting this one. 3 more that are coming, and are coming from different parts of the globe. And these are going to be people that we think are terrorists, that we think they're this, we think we're that, they're that. Hi, Coralis, ¿cómo está, mi amor? And basically, we have to prepare ourselves. What did she say? She doesn't know why they're protesting so much. What? Against getting the shot. You know what? Sadia, I saw, not just Sadia, all of you, I saw clips of this reverend. He posted up some people that were in hospitals and they were shaking and they had all these bad side effects, but they were all Caucasians. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm trying to try to understand this, because the same thing happened with HIV. The same thing happened with AIDS. You know, when they got the cocktail, when they did the cocktail was created when more Caucasians were dying, and they were trying to keep the Caucasians and the ones with money alive. So they created these cocktails. At the end of the day, the cocktails ended up killing them more than the people of color. Now they have one pill, two if you have AIDS, and then once you go become undetected, it's just one pill a day. And you know, look at how far they come, but they haven't come far with diabetes. How many people in the world are not dying of diabetes? You know, I mean, I have all these bad symptoms because of diabetes, but at the end of the day, I take better care of myself. And then, you know, but you can't get a new pill, because a new pill will cost you $2,000, and then the copay, you know, your copay is $700. So I don't understand why even have insurance if you can't afford this. So truth, these are all truths. Look at what's going on in the world. These big companies, you know, Walmart, and, you know, these pharmaceutical companies and Walgreens and CVS and all these companies out there that Costco and Sam's, you know, it doesn't matter if they're stores that give you discounts for your money, because at the end of the day, you're going to a superstore, and at the end you're paying $10 for a rack of ribs. Okay, but you're paying $10 for a rack of ribs when they pay $1 for a box. Well, they pay $1 for each stack of ribs. They pay $1 for, and let's say the box brings 20. That's $20 that they will sell at $14 or at $16, and you will say, wow, that's really good. It's not. The prices of food keep going up. You know, the price of gas is going up. And all of this stuff that's happening, it's a masquerade. They're masking everything, because behind the scenes, they're doing something else. And people, you need to start reading. You really need to start looking at newspapers and start reading. You will not find the information online. You will find them in a newspaper. Go out there, get a newspaper, read it. And then you will better understand what's happening in the world, because, come on, there's too many things. You know, it's a new year. Let's not start with the BS. Okay, let's keep everything truthful. If you're sad, or you're trying to feel, or you feel guilty about something in your life, or something that could have been and it's not, ask yourself, why are you feeling so shitty? Why are you feeling like you failed? Ask yourself if you really failed, or you're just holding on to that because sometimes we're taught that we need to stay. We need to stay regardless of guilt. We need to stay somewhere. We need to stay put. But it's not true. You don't owe anyone that. You don't owe your mother that. You don't owe your father that. You don't owe anyone that. And on top of that, you don't need reassurance. You don't. And you don't need permission. It's your life. You own it. But don't be somewhere that you're not going to be happy, you know? And it doesn't matter if you're like that. I tell people, it doesn't matter if you're like Elizabeth Taylor and you have 5 husbands. It doesn't matter. As long as you're happy, that is all that matters. And that is truth. But don't complain about things this new year and complain about your spouse or your lover or your husband or your man, and then, or your woman or your mistress. Don't complain and not do anything about it. If you're unhappy, only you have the power to walk away. No one else can walk away for you. No one else can drag you. No one else can help you unless you want to help yourself. And the bottom line is, let go of the lie. Let go of the lie. Ask yourself for a minute, what is it that I truly, truly, truly want in my life? And if you cannot find the answer of what you truly want in your life, then it is time for you to find some space and figure out what you want and what you're going to do. Simple as that. There's nothing better than truth. This is a new year, a new beginning. This is a new cycle. This is a new chapter in your life. And the chapter should be about peace. The chapter should be about keeping everything focused and not losing focus on things that are important, because, you know, you have to come clean. You have to be truthful. If you're harboring feelings for someone and you haven't admitted it, or you're not admitting what you're feeling, then what's the sense of being with the person that you're with if you're never going to be truthful with them? If the person you're with gets on your damn nerves, then you know what? Sit them down and say, look, you're getting on my nerves. And maybe we need to take a break, because maybe that's what we need. We need to take a break so that we can move forward on the things that we want. Truth is not an easy thing. Some of us hold our families high as if our families are perfect, when we all know that our families are not perfect. Some of us have some of the most screwed up families, and yeah, we try to put them on a pedestal like they're the best thing since sliced cheese or sliced bread. Yeah, sliced cheese too. Crap. Or not even that. Velveeta. Let's just say that. Velveeta cheese. People think that by lying to people, you're making yourself look good. No, you're not, because when you mention that, eventually down the line, someone else will mention it somewhere else, and then it'll come up with a point where someone will know you and say, no, that's not true, because that family's all messed up. So again, the lie. Why not be truthful and just say, you know, I come from a very dysfunctional family, and although they are dysfunctional, they're my family and I love them. That's a better gesture than to sit there and lie and make up stories. You know, some people make up stories. Oh, my mother, she does this, she does that, she owns this, she owns that, and your mother's a secretary. I don't understand why you have to prop people up to make them seem as if they're important, when the only person you need to prop up is yourself. You know, when you have someone that you care about and you know that you're falling for them, tell them. Why wait? Why hold on to that? You know, so you're holding on to it because you have a fear of something that happened to you with someone else. Let it go, move on, get over it. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? At the end of the day, things are the way they are, and things will always be that way. They're not going to change. So the only one that has to change is you. Again, with truth, by being honest and just saying, look, I'm with you and I really love you, but I'm also having a hard time because of XYZ. The truth shall set you free. And it's true, it shall. Because you know what? You can't spend your life lying to yourself. If you are unhappy with where you work and you cannot find something else, it's only because you're comfortable and you don't know how to get out of there. So the best thing to do is just take a step back, analyze your situation, and then decide, I'm going to do this, and then walk away. It's the only thing that you have to do. Because, you know, one of the biggest things in life that I think that anyone that's gone through traumatic changes or traumatic things, and they have PTSD, you can't hide behind the lie. You have to be very truthful about exactly what's going on. So no matter who you're with, never feel that you have to hide, you know? You ladies think that a lot of men are not understanding. A lot of men are understanding. There's a lot of idiots out there, but there's a lot of men that are understanding. And just like there are a lot of women who are understanding, at the end of the day, you know, there's no good, bad, or indifferent feeling. It just is what it is. So, you have to call a spade and keep it real. There's no reason or rhyme for why people have to disguise. It's the year 2022. It is time for us to understand and to see reality for what it is. Some of us are too busy complaining about their job. Some of us are too busy complaining about how the government is handling things, but yet they don't do nothing. A lot of people that complain don't vote. So how are you going to voice your opinion if you don't vote? You have no say-so. You have no say-so and you have no right. Because at the end of the day, if you are not registered to vote, then you have no right to speak your mind. Not publicly, because at the end of the day, you don't even vote. So why should people listen to you? Conspiracy theories are not for people who don't vote. Conspiracy theories are created by people who do vote, who do see the differences of things that are going on. But you cannot hide from the idea that all of these viruses that are happening all over the world, these viruses have been created. They didn't just appear today or yesterday. These viruses were created, and they were created to destroy. And they were constructed for war, because that is what this country does. This country creates missiles and firearms and all kinds of weapons and all kinds of biological weapons to destroy. But what happens is what's happening now. These viruses, they get out, and you can't be in a building that's filled with all different types of viruses and expect one of them to not find a way to get out, or someone with their mind thought that they want to destroy, that they're not going to pick up things and steal something and then take it outside and then release it. We really have to be more, we need to pay more attention to what's going on. We need to pay more attention on ourselves and learn to be selfish, because a lot of us are not selfish. It's one thing to tell truth. There's another thing to tell a lie. It's another thing to basically love everything about you. When you see yourself in the mirror, love yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you have a couple, well, then you know what? You have a couple of rows. If the person you're with loves you that way, then why are you making such a big deal out of it? Keeping it real. It's the truth. If you're going to say, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to go to the gym, and you never go, okay, so you don't like the way you look, but yeah, you're not doing anything about it. So stop complaining, Stop complaining about things that you can control. Life is not promised to anyone. We are not here, to live eternally. Our time is here and it's borrowed. So we need to understand that there's a lot that we can do in the time frame that we're waiting. And I don't mean waiting for the apocalypse. I'm saying what I mean is waiting for, for things to start to shift. You can't do that. You have to make things shift in your life, because if you see something that is wrong and it's within your neighborhood or it's within your area, and you don't take the time to make notice of it or mention of it and let people know, I don't find that to be nice or kind. I don't find that to be amazing or something to laugh at. You shut people down, but the minute you start to participate in their laughter or whatever, you become part of them. That's another truth. So a lot of these people are copycats, and it is easier for a minority to have the finger pointed at them than it is for someone who is not of color. And that's reality, and that's a truth that you have to face, because it's a real truth that's happening all over the world, not just here in the United States, in Europe too, even in Spanish countries, they don't want to be around people who are darker than their families, and they feel that if they marry somebody light, they're going to better the race, when in reality, to me, that's just messing up the race. I think that if people who are Caucasian want to mix with themselves and be with themselves, then let them be by themselves. If Hispanics want to be around Hispanics and Blacks, then that's fine, because that's always been the norm growing up. Hispanics and Blacks have always come together, and that is the norm, and that has always been the norm. So I'm not getting off key with this. I just want you to understand that that is true. That is true. So everyone has a truth. And people need to learn that this is a new year. You can't hide behind a blanket. You cannot hide behind the car. You cannot hide behind a wall. The reality is that you have to come clean and speak your truth, because if you don't speak your truth, you're going to lose yourself and you're going to be miserable and you're not going to be happy about it. So at the end of the day, I'd rather see people talk negative stuff about me, but know that I'm trying to help them to voice their opinion, and that every time they voice their opinion, I'm happy for them, because there's nothing better than understanding, having facts, and telling the truth. It works all the time. People think that it doesn't, and they think it's a joke and it's a game. This is not a game. This is reality. This is a new year. This is 2022. So we need to make sure that we are on the same page, because soon enough, 2024 will creep up, and you know who's trying to run again for president for 2024. So at the end of the day, you have to decide what it is that you want to do. Do I want to continue with this, or do I not want to continue with this? Do I want to move forward, or do I not want to move forward? So you have to decide on what truth you're gonna be around. The truth, or the half truth. Because there can't be half truth if you're stepping on faith. You have to have truth. You have to have the truth that will set you free and set your heart free. And how do you know the truth? When you look at yourself in the mirror, and you don't have to keep changing clothes, or you don't have to go to a plastic surgeon so they can do plastic surgery on your face, or do this or do that to make yourself look attractive for other people. So once you become a person in your own truth, then you'll be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I've done this, I've done the work, and now I'm fine. And every now and then, if it creeps up on you, you find something to do. Find a hobby, find something, whether it's going out with your friends, whether it's having a cocktail, whatever it is, find something to do so that things can shift in a better way. I don't know how much better I can emphasize this, but state facts and tell the truth. That's all I can tell you. State the facts, tell the truth. Whatever you see that you can see and you can grasp is factual. So always talk from seeing the truth about things, from an understanding of what's what in life. And you're right, your truth is your reality. Your truth is your reality, and your word should be the most powerful thing you have in this world. You should not take yourself for granted. Forget about taking other people for granted. Don't take yourself for granted. Don't take the words that you say out loud or what you feel about certain things. Don't let that cloud your judgment where you're going to start being something else. Be true to yourself. Don't worry about people's opinion. People all over the world are growing up very fast. So the fact that you may be talking about something doesn't mean that nobody's listening. People are listening. People see. People know the reality. People know what can happen. And we're not just talking about this epidemic. We're talking about many epidemics that are existing in the world right now. So you have to keep your truth all the time. State the facts. Tell the truth. Why? Because the day you least expect it, somebody can come and they can challenge your fact and say, that's not how it happened because I was there. So you have to make sure that your facts are not lies, that your truth is not lies, that your truth is based on the facts and based on truth, honest truth. So keep yourself grounded when it comes to stuff like that, because it's important that you understand, or that you have a better understanding of what life is throwing at you. Same thing goes with friends. Sometimes we have friends and we think we have we think we're the belle of the ball, and our friends are so perfect and they're so honest and loving with us, and they're not. They're just full of shit. And at the end of the day, we feel it, we know it, and we don't know how to react from it. But at the end of the day, you don't have to react. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, all you have to do is just tell the truth. I recently had to do that with somebody who I trusted. Well, I didn't really trust the person, but someone who left my home and then came back, and I tried to help this person because spiritually this person was in their whites, and I believe in respect, but only to hear a conversation that was taped where she's talking about me and saying all these horrible things that were not true. And at the end of the day, I just ended up keeping calm and just letting her know, I would appreciate it if you don't call me ever again, if you don't leave a message, you don't text me, and you don't come to my home, because I don't like people in my home and in my space creating chaos. At the end of the day, we are who we are. We cannot change certain things about us. We can change a lot of things, but there's certain things about us that we cannot change because they are in our DNA and they are part of who we are. So there are many things like generational curses. I mean, sometimes these generational curses stay in our lives because the person who wielded the curse, as they were wielding the curse, they made sure that it would affect generations. So the key is to break the cycle in your generation so that you can move forward in the next generation. Okay? Because those things are very important and things that need to be done. Okay? We're going to go to commercial. Then once we go to commercial, we're going to come back, and then I'm going to meditate with you for a little while. Okay? Comercial, por favor. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Food Alchemy Network, where the platform belongs to Dr. D, and this show is also part of her platform, and it's called Coffee with Ori, and I am your host, Ori. Now, I would guide you. Oh, I want to talk about something really quick. If you guys look at me and I look like I'm high, I'm not high. I've had a really horrible pain in my foot, and I have been given an antihistamine type of thing. I don't do well with drugs that make you go to sleep, because then when I wake up, the effects of it are horrible for me. And I've been on them since Friday, and my body is just like not happy. My mind is fine. I've been able to leave the house and do a couple of things, but I just know that, excuse me, I feel like nauseous and tired. And that's not COVID, because I'm fine. It has to do with this antihistamine. So I don't do well with drugs. So I'm telling you, when I used to get high and I was younger, not that I have to tell you my business, but cocaine was my drug of choice, and drinking. I didn't believe in weed or pills. That whole, seeing people nod out and jump when they almost touch the ground when they're this low, that's never been my thing. So I'm clean, and I have been clean since I'm 19, and I'm happy, and I don't let anything get in my way. Yes, I drink wine, and I'm happy with that because I'm not addicted to anything, at all. I just, like I said, when I take pills like this and it makes me feel like that, I look like this, like I haven't slept, but I have slept. I've slept great, but I've slept too much. Sometimes people wonder why you have dark circles, but at the end of the day, the truth, and this is true. If you oversleep, your eyes get puffy and they get dark. If you undersleep, your eyes get puffy and they get dark. I've always had circle under my eyes. That's normal. I come from a family that has had dark circles under their eyes. I wish I was like Jennifer Lopez and had a makeup artist come every single morning and make sure that everything was done perfect so that I can walk out of here looking like a 10 every day. But my truth, I feel like a 10. So if someone else thinks that I'm a 4 or 5 or 2, that's fine. It doesn't matter because nobody's opinion really matters except my own about me. Okay? Well, anyway, at this particular moment, give me 1 second. Let me just get my phone, guys. Let me find meditation here so that you guys can do the meditation by listening and I can guide you through it. Hold on, guys. I'm looking for something here. I don't know how much battery my thing has, but there's a sound in here.
Powering on. Ready to pair. Paired.
Okay, guys. I want you guys to sit up straight. Oh shit, I just shut it off. What am I thinking? What am I doing? Okay, let's begin again. Okay. You can probably hear it low, but I want you to take a deep breath. As deep as you can. I want you to hold it. Then I want you to release it. Slowly. I want you to take another deep breath. And I want you to hold it, and hold it, and hold it. And then I want you to release. I want you to take another deep breath. This time, when you release, I want you to focus on the breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose with positive energy flowing in through your body, filling your lungs, positive energy. And then releasing the negative energy through your mouth, slowly. Sending it to the universe, so the universe can dissolve it. Again, breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly. 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 Hold that thought of breathing in and out. Now take a deep breath. As deep as you can, and as deep enough where you can raise your chest. And then just count to 10. And then release it into the universe. Slowly. Now focus on your breathing. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. It doesn't matter if you cannot focus for more than 2 minutes, because the brain does not focus, cannot stay focused for more than 2 minutes unless you have been practicing meditation for many, many, many years. So if the mind wanders, let it wander. Let it wander, let it take you to wherever it wants to go. But just listen to the voice, listen to the music, listen to the tones, because these tones are to heal you from the inside out, from all the lies that you have told yourself. The lies of not being good enough, or my body is not cute enough, or my hair is not good enough, or these people, I want them to like me. All these things that have been bothering you, it is time for you to release it with breath. And that's why this meditation is so important. These tones are very important to change the way the mind thinks, because everything is done on a different scale, and the sounds are a different megahertz. So they're not vibrating at 740, they're vibrating at 920. So this constant buzzing that you hear, it's something that goes inside of you and helps you heal. So listen to the tones and remember to breathe in, breathe out. And you can repeat this to yourself, by the way. This can be the mantra that you can repeat so that you will keep focus on the breathing in and breathing out. So it's breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now, without opening your eyes, remember, I want you to take a deep breath and raise your chest as breathe in as deep as you can so that your chest is protruding. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. Take the deepest breath and you hold it. You count to 10 and put your head back and release it. Into the universe. Then we go back to self. self-evaluation, self-understanding, self-awareness, self-love, self-respect, self-understanding, and self not accepting things as they are, because only you have the right to do that. So breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember to breathe in all that positive, all that beautiful energy that's around you. Breathe it in. And then breathe it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. It's always good to keep yourself focused on you. It is okay for you to be selfish with yourself and heal yourself. It is important to understand that you are limitless. And because you are limitless, there is nothing that you cannot do. You can do anything that you choose to do, and you have the power to do everything that you choose, that you want, and that you deserve. There are no limitations. There is no one holding you back except yourself. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. It is okay to fall in love and tell people that you love them. It doesn't matter about taking the risk. So you tell them they love you and then tomorrow they leave. Let them leave. Who loses? You lose nothing. They lose. The same thing about, anything you want to do, always be open. Tell the truth. If you are the type of person that you like to have extracurricular activities, be honest with the person. Let them know. Let them know, this is what I like, this is what I want, this is what I understand, and this is what I need to understand. Now, I want you to continue to keep breathing in and breathing out. And listen to this, but I want you to breathe in and I want you to breathe out. And for those who need help, just keep telling yourself verbally in your head, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And by doing that, you will see how you will start to heal these little things inside of you that have been causing, that has allowed you to build up these walls where you cannot tell the truth about you. You don't have to hide from people to tell the truth about who you are. It doesn't matter. Self-realization, self-healing, self-understanding, self-respect. These things are very important, more so than anything else. Love thyself, or to thyself be true. Keep moving, because it's a new year and there's nothing that you want that you cannot have. You can have anything. And I don't mean you can have everything, because we can't have everything, but we can have anything we want. And just know that we can have anything that we want at any given time if we put the work in, or if we put the thought in, or if we learn and we put the affirmations in. We have a lot to give to the universe. We have a lot to supply the universe. And we can change what's going on if we connect to one another and we continuously keep the vibe going. Yeah. We can make this a better place for all of us. So again, listen to this and breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. Breathe in. Hold it. Hold it. Release. Breathe in as deep as you can. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you're done, breathing in, breathing out, open your eyes. I want you to raise your arms up high, link them together, and actually go up more. Try to stretch yourself up more. Stretch, 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 stretch back, stretch forward, bring it back, stretch to the side, stretch to the other side. Turn your head counterclockwise first. Then turn your head clockwise. 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, guys, it is 9:52. We're going to be going to commercial in a couple of minutes. This is my class for today, and I want to say namaste to all of you. Peace and blessings, light and love, because without that we have nothing. Keep it real. Try not to hurt people. Try this year not to talk about people, not to be around people who gossip and create problems. Try to stay away from all of that, because at the end of the day, miserable people do that. Miserable people create misery. And trust me, in the long run, they will never, ever, ever be happy, and they will die miserably because they don't know how else to be. Focus on yourself. Give yourself permission to be selfish. It is okay to be selfish, okay? So remember that as long as you state facts and you keep the truth, nobody is responsible for your happiness except you. Nobody is responsible for your sadness except you. Learn that, okay? Again, light and love, peace and harmony. Happy New Year. And may you be blessed. And remember, if you guys want to get read, you can call me either at the 561 number, or you can call those who know me, know my number. You can be free to call me and get the year reading, which is 120, or get the regular reading, which is 60. The year reading is a synopsis of what the reading is about for the whole year of what is coming in and coming out. Doesn't mean that it's going to tell you everything that a reading. I always tell people try to get a reading every 3 months. It's healthy. And the yearly reading is something that I've been doing for years now. So whatever you guys choose is fine with me. Like I said, again, light and love, peace and harmony, happiness and joy, and continue to be truthful. Speak your truth. And no matter what, everything will go the way you want it to. Okay? Let's go to commercial, and then I will talk to you next Monday. Anybody who needs to talk to me, you know my number.